All right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All words of peace, love, and light to everybody who may listen to this from today into the future. A couple things on my mind. I'm not going to be too long. I want to be relatively brief. Uh, I heard something today about Jesus and God, and someone said, God logic, he said that God, the Father, is the Father, right? He gives orders to Jesus, as Jesus is, the quote unquote Son. Yet they are co-equal. And I'm starting to think, okay, because they're co-equal, co-eternal, they are one. This is one thing I've been thinking about, right? Not to be crass, not to be blasphemous at all, but if God is as a spirit, right, created the man Jesus, wouldn't he be the first Adam? Like, why would Jesus be the second Adam? If Jesus as God was walking in the garden as a man, how did he not hear? How did he not see and hear and perceive that Adam and Eve were eating the fruit? Like, this is what I'm thinking. Like, if he was a man, like me, I'm a man, right? And we were in the garden, the paradise, and I'm the first man, and I made myself in my own image as a man. Wouldn't God say he was a man? Right? Like, why would it have to be revealed throughout all of time that God is the man Jesus? Like, that's the mystery that I want to understand. And I'm not opposed to that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be like fighting against that understanding. I just don't see it as reasonable. Because when all the prophets were coming about, they saw angels, and the angels and messengers, the angelic beings are not, the Lord God, right? They're representatives of the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, which is a spirit, right? Like, people are literally making the incorruptible God into a corruptible man, and they're not getting it. Like, I'm on the outside looking in. I'm like, wait, so you're saying God took poopies? You're saying God had like morning wood? Oh no, that's blasphemous. That's blasphemous to say Jesus. But if he's completely a man and he had to eat, which means he had to defecate, which means he had biological, physiological functions. Like, why are we taking his humanity away from him if he's both human and divine? Like, if he's fully human, then he has to feel everything that a human feels, even lust, even desire. That's how the Satan was able to tempt him. But then later on, it says God can't be tempted. So maybe Jesus is the representation of God. The representation being the representative, like the elected, appointed official, the anointed one, but he's not God. And to me, that's reasonable. Oh, no, you can't use reason. It's a divine mystery. But what if that's the mystery? Like, why is that a problem? Why is that heretical? Why is it heretical to be reasonable? Another thing I've been thinking about. Hold on. Another thing I've been thinking about. I didn't hear the Drake album or the 3 albums. I was driving today, and some like black woman, African American woman, was listening to it, right? And she had fake nails, fake hair, like whatever. In my opinion, when I see that, the person doesn't like themselves. Like, if everything on you is fake, like, did you really like yourself if everything on you is fake? Like, if everything, I think I have a filter on right now, right? Imagine there's a filter. I got fake hair, I got like nails, I got mascara on my eyes and all that. Like, does that guy really like himself, or is he trying to get validated? Whatever. I love black women, but she was listening to Drake. She was listening to one song. She skipped it and listened to another song. And I kid you not, it sounded like a song he made like 10, 15 years ago. Like, so the commentary on it is that he didn't grow. All 3 albums are mid. So what they're saying is that he made mid, thinking that's gonna make it like a top tier. Like, oh my God, he made 50 songs in one. He put out 50 songs in one day. Oh my God! Like, if it's all mid, then it's slop, right? And I heard a play like, oh, okay, he's trying to get out of his contract, his contractual obligations, by just putting out 3 projects in one time. But that's pretty disingenuous, isn't it? To put out 3 projects at one time just to get out of a contract. But whatever, that's his business. But from what I heard about the album is that it's mid. I spoke to one Drizzy Drake fan and they were they thought it was the bee's knees. They said, oh my God, he got us lit for the summer. So I guess it's a perception thing. But the point of me even bringing him up is this. I think people have people have become people have become really cool with AI slop. People have been really cool about mediocrity, participation trophies. I think all that stuff is over with, you know. I don't think people like mediocrity. People like greatness. People want to see people put your best foot forward. It's quality over quantity. There's a lot of disingenuous people out there who's using religion, spirituality for clicks, attention, and money. There's a lot of people making music that just want to make money. Even something like basketball. You could tell who just plays basketball just for the perks as opposed to a genuine passion and enthusiasm for the game. And when you're genuinely passionate and enthusiastic about something, that's charismatic. It's magnetic because you're so electrified by what you're doing. You're so inflamed with a spirit like, nah, like, I'm not gonna fail. I'm gonna do this. I love this. And people feel that. People feel it. With a great film, you feel the passion from the actor or the actress. So when someone's giving you slop, when there's a bunch of AI slop, it's a bunch of mid-tier, mid stuff, the people respond to that. You know what I mean? And there's no shade to him. He's one of the greatest artists of all time. His catalog is ridiculous. But what I'm saying is, either do it for the love of the game or don't do it at all. I think authenticity is something that people are really gravitating to in these last days. You know, I posted a video earlier. When are people going to start caring? I'm starting to notice people caring a little bit more because of gas prices. And it's ridiculous considering that we know that the politicians that we elected are eating children. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, damn, it's not even funny. It's just like, it's funny in the way that it's sad. It's pitiful. It's pitiful. You got chumps like Chud the butt, whatever, Chud the Builder, man. You got people who are literally getting infamous or famous by rage bait. That's the whole shtick. That's the whole grift. Just rage baiting people. But hey, every dog has his day. You're not going to keep doing something negative for such a long time and not get your comeuppance. People have to start operating in love. People have to start subjugating their ego to the truth. You can't be egotistical. You can't be prideful and arrogant and think it's going to last forever, right? All right, let me say a couple words to help you for anybody who watches this in the future. There is a God. There is a truth. There's an objective reality. We can align ourselves if we subject ourselves to the objective. What's the objective of life? Love. It's really love. It's selflessness and not selfishness. I'm working on that every day. I have an ego. I haven't totally subjugated it to higher reasoning and logic and total intellect. But I'm working on being passionate for others. You know? I'm working on being passionate for others and abiding in the truth of unity. You know, you see that homeless person over there, you give him a couple dollars if you got it. Your friend that needs a ride, give him the ride if you have the time. Call out nonsense. Call out the BS. If something's stirring up your soul, call it out. Why do you have to allow yourself to lie in your bed and be like, oh man, I should have said such and such to so and so? Like, nah. Speak your truth kindly and with humility. God is with the humble. God gives grace to the humble. Humility is about subjugating our ego. The meek shall inherit the earth, right? But does that mean we just take evil lying down? No. In Daniel chapter 8, it talks about the saints of the Most High battling against the Antichrist. Look into that. Look into that. Look into who the Antichrist is. Look into that. So I hope you got any edification from this. I'm going to keep this public. Follow me, subscribe to all my stuff. It's Bwoodzjjb. I think on TikTok I'm Bwoods.jjb. Yeah. Shalom, salam, peace, paz y bendición, all the words of peace, light, and blessing to you.